In today's video, we'll be recapping the 2010 sci-fi movie titled Inception. A special thief named Dom Cobb has the rare ability to infiltrate people's dreams and steal secrets from their subconscious. One day, he's sent to steal secrets from a CEO named Saito, but fails the mission. Impressed by his skills, Saito offers Cobb a counter-proposal that would potentially alter his fate. The movie begins with Dom Cobb washed up on a beach. He's taken inside a huge mansion by the guards where an old man named Mr. Saito asks him if he's come to kill him. Saito recognizes an object that Cobb has on him, and he reveals that he remembers it from a long time ago. In what appears to be a flashback scene, we see a much younger Saito and Cobb sitting across from each other in the same room and having a chat. This time, Cobb is with his partner named Arthur, and they're both explaining their special skills which allow them to extract information from people's subconscious through dreams. It turns out that they're all dreaming, and Cobb tries to steal some confidential information. However, Saito realizes that he's already in a dream, causing the entire facade to collapse. Before that, Arthur is killed by a woman who happens to be Cobb's deceased wife named Mal. When Arthur wakes up from the dream, he proceeds to wake Cobb and Saito as well. They then interrogate Saito to find out some of the information that they couldn't find in the dream. Saito proves stubborn, which pushes Cobb to get aggressive. Saito soon realizes that they're all still dreaming, so Arthur and Cobb abort the mission because there's no way of getting the information from him when he's fully awake. Afterward, they leave him on the train while he's still asleep and make it like they were never there. However, one of Cobb's teammates sells them out. Later, Saito confronts Cobb and Arthur and tells them that he was testing them because he knew they were trying to steal from him the whole time. He admits that he's impressed by their skills and offers to hire them. However, there's a twist in his mission. He asks them to perform something called INCEPTION, which is basically the opposite of what they normally do. Unlike their usual extraction missions, INCEPTION requires that they would have to plant an idea or information in someone's mind through their dreams. Arthur claims that it's impossible to do that, but Cobb believes there is a chance it can work. Cobb is initially reluctant to accept the job, but Saito promises to help him get back to the United States. It turns out that Cobb is a fugitive who's been on the run because the American government believes that he killed his wife. Desperate to get his freedom back, Cobb accepts the job, hopeful that he would succeed so he can be reunited with his children. After taking the job, Arthur and Cobb begin setting up their team for the almost impossible mission. First, Cobb contacts his architect, a woman named Ariadne who constructs the dreams that they work with. While Cobb is showing Ariadne how to go about the process, Mal appears in one of the dreams. She kills Ariadne in the dream, forcing her to wake up. When she wakes up, she expresses her concerns about Cobb and claims that the traumatic experience he has with his late wife might affect their mission. However, Cobb just insists that he has everything under control and suggests that they get back to work. Arthur finally gives Ariadne her token, which is a device that allows them to discern dreams from reality. Tokens work in different ways. For instance, Cobb's token spins non-stop if he's in a dream, but spins for only a short while when he's awake. Later, Cobb continues to recruit members into his crew, and comes a man named Eames who can impersonate people in dreams. He also recruits a scientist who can create a chemical compound that allows them to maintain such a deep, dreaming state. Afterward, Saito finally gives Cobb a briefing on the mission. He provides the target named Robert Fisher, who is the successor of a rival energy company. He then tells Cobb that he needs them to make the guy want to break up the company. As expected, it's a very difficult mission and nearly impossible, but Cobb and his crew have to give it a shot. Cobb and his crew plan their moves and begin a background check on Robert Fisher. One day, Ariadne decides to enter Cobb's dream and learns more about the traumatic experience he had with his wife. She finds out that he's trying to hold on to the memories of his wife and kids, and once again tells him that it might put their mission in jeopardy. Soon, the crew manages to get close to Fisher and set their plans in motion. After incapacitating their target, they enter his dream so they can carry out the mission. However, after being inside his dress for a short while, they're attacked by some armed men. Cobb suggests that it's Fisher's subconscious that's defending him against their infiltration. He adds that Fisher must have taken some sort of training to fight against their attack. The team finds out that Saito has been shot, and just when Eames is about to shoot him to wake him up, Cobb stops him. He informs them that if anyone dies in the dream, They wouldn't wake up because they've been heavily sedated. Instead, they've fallen into a state of limbo which they might never come out of. Hearing this, the crew realizes how dangerous their mission is, but they don't have any choice but to proceed. They approach Fisher a second time and begin planting the ideas that would make him want to disintegrate his company. Along the line, Cobb finally reveals the tragic experience he had with his wife Mal. He reveals that they were both stuck in limbo for 50 years. They eventually woke up, but when they did, Mal still felt it was a dream, so she killed herself hoping to get back to reality. After her death, Cobb ran away from the country because the authorities thought he was responsible for it. Inside the dream, they're soon hunted down by Robert's subconscious security, so they come together and enter another dream. A dream within a dream. Inside the deeper dream, Cobb comes up with a plan. He disguises himself as Robert's subconscious and tells him that he's in a dream. They plan to gain his trust so they can sow seeds for Inception. Cobb and his crew make it look like Robert's uncle is the one trying to infiltrate his mind. They convince him to go even deeper into the dream so he can take down his uncle, but it's all a ruse for them to keep planting their seeds deeper in his subconscious. With time running out, the series of events that wakes them up, called the Kick, is about to begin, so Cobb and his team must rush to infiltrate Fisher's mind in the deeper dream. Suddenly, Cobb's mind brings Mal into the dream and she kills Fisher, sending him into a state of limbo. Desperate to finish the mission, Cobb and Ariadne follow him into limbo. There, Mal approaches Cobb and asks him to stay with her in limbo so they can be together. However, Cobb knows that it isn't reality, so he's able to fight off the urge to be with his dead wife. Ariadne soon realizes that the reason Cobb knew Inception would work was because he successfully did it to Mal in the past. It turns out that while Cobb and Mal were trapped in limbo for 50 years, he implanted the idea in her mind that death was the only way to escape. Unfortunately, the belief stuck with her, so when they finally woke up, Mal couldn't separate dream from reality and ultimately killed herself in search of reality. Despite not knowing that what he did would lead to her death, Cobb manages to fight the guilt he's been feeling and lets his wife go. Fisher soon wakes up from the second dream and meets the final seed that Cobb and his team have implanted in his mind. The Kick is about to be complete, and Ariadne wakes herself up from limbo, but Cobb remains there to find Saito, who had died and is now stuck in limbo as well. The others manage to wake up and get back to the first dream, where they wait for Cobb to return from limbo with Saito. We see Cobb washed up on a beach just like the first scene of the movie. He meets up with a very old Saito, and it seems that we're all caught up with the story. Since dying in the dream, Saito has spent a whole lifetime in the dream and slowly recognizes the object Cobb is holding as his token. The token keeps spinning and they realize that they're still in a dream. As Saito reaches for his gun to put himself out of his misery, the dream wears off and they all wake up on the plane. Seeing each other alive and well, they all wear smiles on their faces, knowing that their mission was a success. Saito immediately makes the call to give Cobb his freedom back. Later, Cobb returns to the United States and enters the country without any problems. When he goes home, he sees his children playing outside, and for the first time, unlike his dreams, we see their faces. However, as the story ends with Cobb getting reunited with his children, we see that his token is still spinning on the table, leaving everyone to wonder if he's still dreaming. That's all for today's recap. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching and see you next time.